So the economy is doing well, right? And we're all benefiting from it. And so it's very likely that you have extra money to spend on either another guitar, an upgrade, or buy your first bass guitar and spend just a little bit more money on that instrument, okay? And so today we're gonna talk about a couple more, right? And we're gonna talk about a couple of brands that I like. Ibanez is one of them, and Hoffner, okay? And so we're gonna talk about those right now. Hi everybody, thanks for coming back to Bass Chops for Beginners. My name is Jose Cruz, and so I'm really thankful that you're here, and I want to send out a special thank you to the viewers in Japan. And so I'm really honored to have some people over there in that country. Beautiful country. Hopefully one day I'll get to visit from Japan. So thank you. Welcome aboard. And I also want to welcome all of my new subscribers. I'm so excited that people are subscribing to this channel and that they're all benefiting something from it. It's so cool and gratifying. And if you are new to this channel and you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, right, to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way when I upload a brand new video, you are going to know right away. That way you can come back here and get the latest information on the topic at hand, okay? Also, if you want to follow me on my Facebook page for this channel, there is the address as well, and so check that out. It's really cool. I like to post stills and progress of what I'm doing with this channel there, and some other ancillary things related to bass playing, so check that out as well, okay? And so as I've mentioned in a previous video, if this price category is a little bit higher than what you're comfortable with, so there's another series before this one that I did, and it starts with 3 videos that I produced, and there they are right there. You can go to those and start. That is the $300 on down series right there, okay? If you are landing for the first time on this channel, don't worry, you can always go back to this video, and there it basically takes you from the absolute beginning. If you don't know anything, it's cool, no big deal. That's the whole purpose of this channel. You can go to that one right there and start at the very beginning and get caught up, okay? Cool? Cool. And so yes, we're going to continue with the series of bass guitars that are in the $300 range, from $300 to $500 range, okay? And because there are so many manufacturers and options within that price category, I'm going to limit these videos to just a short snapshot as to what's out there, because there's just so many, okay? So today we're only going to talk about 2 manufacturers. One of them is Hoffner. Hoffner, they make, obviously they're very famous for the Beetle violin bass, and I just wanted to show you something also a little bit later, that they're not the only ones that make that violin Beetle bass. There's a couple of others out there, and they all range in price, but I believe the one that Paul McCartney played is made by Hoffner. And so we're going to talk about Hoffner today. Another manufacturer that it's very near and dear to my heart is Ibanez. Ibanez guitars, I just love them. I actually own 2 basses and 1 6-string electric that, in fact, if you want to see my tribute to Neil Peart after, unfortunately, he passed away in January, and so many people that were influenced by his work in the rock band Rush, I mean, it was just the soundtrack of our lives, right? And so if you want to hear what that Ibanez guitar sounds like, I actually did this video. It's a tribute to Neil Peart on the song Subdivisions, where I actually have footage of him playing the drums by himself, an isolated drum track, and then I went in there and added all the other instruments minus the singing as my way of showing tribute to Neil. So check that out, okay? So getting back to the basses, I got my notes here, so you'll have to allow me to cheat. We're going to talk about Hoffner, and there's 2 that they make that should capture your eye in that price category. And the very first one is the Hoffner Ignition series vintage violin, in Sunburst. The Sunburst is probably the most popular one out of all that they make, simply because it's so iconic, right? It reminds you of Paul McCartney, and I believe his was a Sunburst as well. And so that's what it looks like, and so really pretty. I did mention in a previous video that the Rogue version of that guitar is the one that I played at the store. And I've played other hollow body basses, and they do have a unique and peculiar sound to them, and just the way they feel. It's very, very, it's probably the lightest thing that you'll ever play. And the neck is just really, it feels, it's got a really weird radius on it. But again, if you're into the Beatles and you are thinking about playing in a Beatles tribute band, there you go. Hoffner is the one to go with. They also make another guitar shape that is completely a departure from the violin series, and that is the Hoffner LTD Ignition Club bass in metallic red. And so that one's it's got a little bit more of a body to it, a little bit rounder thing, a little bit more familiar. Kind of reminds me of a Gibson Les Paul, sort of in that direction. You know, not necessarily a Les Paul bass, obviously, but it's got all the rounded stuff on there that reminds me of Gibson Les Paul. So that's the Hoffner basses there in that price category, okay? And the next line that I want to talk about is Ibanez. Ibanez is, I love them. I just love everything they make. They really do make a good quality instrument, and it really ranges from the first category that I spoke of in that initial 3 series, from $300 on down, and here we are in the intermediate category, and they make basses that are from the $500 range on up, and we will cover those guys in the next series right here on Bass Chops for Beginners. But right now, there's 2 of them that I want to talk about, okay, and these are, they just go by the model numbers now. They don't really give them names like they used to. But the first one here is the SR300 E. Okay, and that's in, I picked this one because the color is Navy Planet Matte. And so I have a thing about matte finishes, although I'm not adverse to the shiny high gloss stuff, but I like what Ibanez is doing with their matte finishes, and I figured you'd get a kick out of looking at that blue one there. That's pretty cool. These have the reputation for having very fast necks. Okay, they have a really nice radius to them, but not only that, but the thickness of the neck, when you put your hand around it, there's not a whole lot there to grab, so it's easy to get your notes out. It's very fast. You can get to things. It's really easy to play. That is probably why they are so prolific out there. Whenever you see bands play, there's a lot of Ibanez basses in all the genres, and I mean all the genres. They're not particular to one, but you know, R&B, rock, metal, you name it, all of the country music, all of the genres, you see Ibanez basses throughout. And so that's how prolific they are. It's because it's a really well-made instrument, and it's easy to play, and it's just an all-around Swiss Army knife of basses, okay? So that's that one, that blue one. The next one, and the last one, is the SR400 EQM, okay? And I picked this one because it's got the quilted maple and the dragon eye burst is what they call. And so again, I have 2 of their basses, which unfortunately are no longer made, but still the stuff that I've picked up and played, and I also know people that own SR, the sound reinforcement line of Ibanez basses, and again, they're well put together. I can see why they own them. They're really great, but I'm really thrilled with my EXB series. And so again, Ibanez, way to go. Give a thumbs up to this video if you like it, and I really appreciate you following me. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, there's the address, okay? It has almost nothing to do with bass playing, but I like the people that are following and subscribing to me on Instagram, because a lot of them are artists, but they have nothing to do with music per se. Some of them are just breathtaking photography. And a lot of people are doing like vlogging of their travels, which is really intriguing to me. It's like that departure thing again, and it brings the world closer, a little bit smaller. We're all kind of like in it together, and so I really appreciate that. So let me know what you think, okay? Have you been to the store? Have you seen something that you like that's not necessarily covered here? It doesn't matter. I'm only sharing with you some of the stuff that I think is cool, but obviously you have a different taste. If you find something out there that's really cool, it's noteworthy, let us know here in the comments. Ask questions. That's what the whole thing is for, right? To expand each other's horizons and knowledge, and just increase the knowledge base for everybody that's watching these videos and commenting, and who are on a similar journey to you and I, where we're all trying to just become better and learning how to play bass and being bass players in general, okay? Do something really cool. Do something creative. In the meantime, tune it or die.